Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Cowboys abruptly release 1/7 TD receiver amid Zay Jones' visit. The Dallas Cowboys are releasing a veteran wide receiver. According to Tom Pelissero of NFL Network, the Cowboys are releasing Martavis Bryant. Bryant had spent time on the team's practice squad during the 2023 season before his release at the conclusion of the regular season. He was eventually re-signed to a reserve future contract. The #Cowboys released veteran W.R. Martavis Bryant, per source, writes Pelissero on Wednesday, May 8th. Other teams are interested and expected to bring him in for a look. Martavis Bryant hasn't played an NFL game since 2018. The 32-year-old Bryant previously served as a key receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The 6'4" receiver posted 8 receiving touchdowns during his rookie season in 2014, the second highest mark on the team. He then followed that up with his best season to date, posting 50 catches for 765 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns during the 2015 season. Bryant became an even bigger name during Pittsburgh's playoff run, leading the team with 14 catches for 183 receiving yards to go along with 84 rushing yards in 2 games. However, Bryant was suspended for the entire 2016 season after violating the league's substance abuse policy. Bryant began the 2017 season as Pittsburgh's starting receiver. However, he was demoted during the season and was on the scout team at one point before being promoted back to the first-team offense. Bryant was eventually traded to the Oakland Raiders before the 2018 season, appearing in 8 games and recording 19 catches for 266 receiving yards before a knee injury landed him on injured reserve. He was eventually suspended by the NFL for violating the terms of his conditional reinstatement before the conclusion of the season. This would mark Bryant's last appearance in an NFL game. Cowboys could sign exChiefs WR in free agency surprise. The Dallas Cowboys are clearly interested in improving their receiver group, and one name to consider is a former Kansas City Chiefs WR. The Cowboys drafted a WR in the 6th round and also brought in Zay Jones for a visit this past week. But if Jones isn't a good fit, they could hit up Mecole Hardman. DallasCowboys.com writer Nick Harris thinks Hardman and former Las Vegas Raiders WR Hunter Renfrow could be free agency options. With Zay Jones visiting this week, the Cowboys may also be in the market for a receiver. Harris wrote on May 9th, if Jones doesn't work out, Mecole Hardman or Hunter Renfrow could bring some playmaking ability to the offense next season. Of the 3 options, Hardman may be the most prominent. Hardman is a one-time Pro Bowler and has had a ton of success with the Chiefs. Most notably, he caught the game-winning touchdown pass during the 2024 Super Bowl. That being said, Hardman's not a surefire idea. There are red flags in his resume. But if the Cowboys do want another new WR, he would be a fine option. Hardman wins 3 Super Bowls with Chiefs if nothing else. Hardman is a proven winner. After playing at Georgia in college, the 26-year-old receiver was drafted by the Chiefs in the 2nd round of the 2019 NFL Draft. As Pro Football Reference shows, he was an ideal Swiss Army knife for Kansas City, while he caught 26 passes for 538 yards, 20.7 yards per reception, and 6 touchdowns. He's also a dangerous return man who returned a kickoff for a TD in 2018. Hardman got more and more involved with the Chiefs' offense over the following 2 seasons, but his production hung around the same level. His career best for receiving yards, 693, came in 2021, and he's never scored more than 6 touchdowns in a season. And while he finished strong with Kansas City last season, his departure to the New York Jets was a failure. Hardman signed a 1-year, $4 million deal with the Jets, but only made a single catch in 6 appearances. New York traded him to the Chiefs after things went south, and he ended up being a hero in the Chiefs' 3rd title in 5 years. Cowboys could trade veteran WR while Hardman or Jones could be on the way in. Brandon Cooks might be on the way out. Bleacher Report writer Alex Ballantini recently tagged Cooks as a potential trade candidate as summer approaches. Brandon Cooks is a good receiver, but his best chance at holding an NFL record is to get traded one more time. Valentini wrote. On May 8th, he's currently tied with Hall of Fame running back Eric Dickerson as the most traded player in the league since 1980. Trading away the veteran receiver would save the Cowboys $8 million against the 2024 salary cap if the move was executed after June 1st. Considering Dallas is relatively tight on cap space, it could be the right move. However, trading Cooks only makes sense if there's another option coming in. In terms of similarities, though, Cook's skill set feels somewhere in the middle between Jones and Hardman. Cowboys star free agent blames unemployment on age thing. It has not been an easy NFL offseason for Cowboys cornerback Stephon Gilmore. After what was a more than respectable showing in 2023, the longtime star and former Defensive Player of the Year, with 5 Pro Bowl selections and a Super Bowl title to his credit, remains unemployed. His 2-year, $20 million contract he'd signed with the Colts in 2022, before the Cowboys obtained him in a trade last offseason, has expired, and Gilmore is a free agent. Teams have not been busting down his door for a chance to sign him, but he added that he is not going to sign on just for the sake of signing. By any measure, Gilmore was well above average last year. The only conceivable reason that he has not been signed, it seems, is his age. He turns 34 in September. I'm still focused on playing, but it has to be the right opportunity. I feel like it's the age thing with some of these teams. If I was 28, I would already have been signed by now. At the same time, I know the value I still bring, Gilmore told CBS Sports' Josina Anderson. Cowboys trade worked out perfectly going back to last season. Gilmore was a season saver when he was acquired in the March trade, then teamed with corner Darren Bland to make up a potent cover tandem even after star corner Trevon Diggs went out for the season with a torn ACL. The Cowboys would have been in a true bind if Gilmore had not been in place after Diggs got hurt. Bland is back to see if he can repeat the magic of last year, when he had a league-high 9 interceptions and a record 5 for touchdowns. Diggs also is back and expected to be healthy for the start of the 2024 season. That's why the Cowboys let Gilmore walk in free agency. No one has picked him up since, but Gilmore is not sweating it. If you watch the tape, I feel like I played well the last 2 years, and literally almost played every snap last year. He said, so I'm staying patient while watching my son, who's a wide receiver and cornerback, lock people up on the field with his defensive back skills too. Stephon Gilmore still can play. Gilmore was not completely healthy at the end of last season either. He suffered a shoulder injury that he tried to play through back in January. He subsequently had surgery on the shoulder, though he should be ready for the start of the 2024 season. Despite all that, Gilmore has shown he can still be a shutdown corner. He allowed a passer rating of 82.7 when balls were thrown his way, which is the highest of his career, but still a dependable number for a starting corner. As a team, the Cowboys allowed an 84.3 passer rating, which was 9th best in the NFL. Pro Football Focus pegged Gilmore as the 34th best free agent this offseason, the highest player to remain unsigned. It also forecast a $10 million salary for him, though that ship may well have sailed, the site wrote. Gilmore's trade from the Indianapolis Colts to the Dallas Cowboys this offseason got him back to playing contending football, and he hasn't skipped a beat at any point as he's moved around over the past few years. Gilmore still thrives in single coverage and can jostle with the more physical receivers who play through contact, timing his leap well on contested catches and jumping routes with top-end play recognition. A matchup with A.J. Brown in Week 14 had him playing inspired football after Brown allegedly called him old early on in the contest. Gilmore rose to the occasion and locked Brown down until the game was out of reach in the second half.